How many lives can we save if ambulances are not required to stop for traffic? How much of our life is wasted waiting at red lights? Can we build autonomous traffic management before we dream about autonomous cars? What if traffic signals could think, not just blink? Can we find solution through technology? Let's dive into the video. Let's revolutionize. Friends, good day to everyone. We have all been there, stuck in traffic, running late, idling at red light, waiting and waiting, inching forward, bumper to bumper. Now, imagine that same situation, but inside an ambulance or waiting for one, and the road ahead has no escape. Every year, thousands of people around the world lose their lives, not because medical help was not available, but because it could not reach them in time. In the US alone, studies estimate that emergency medical response delays due to traffic contribute to over 1,000 preventable deaths annually. In India, it is far worse. Over 30% of critical patients in ambulance does not reach hospitals in the golden hour, simply because ambulances are trapped on busy roads. Think about that. Lives lost, not due to lack of doctors or medicine, but the light just refused to turn green. But traffic is not an emergency problem alone. It is an economic black hole. According to INRIX 2023 Global Traffic Scorecard, the average urban commuter lost 51 hours to congestion in 2022. In cities like London, Paris, and Bangalore, that number crosses 100 hours per year. Over 4 full days spent doing nothing but sitting in traffic. Globally, traffic congestion cost the economy over $305 billion annually in lost productivity, fuel waste, and vehicle wear and tear. Now, let's talk about environment. All that idling, all those engines waiting at red lights, they are pumping carbon into the air. Transport is responsible for nearly 25% of direct CO2 emissions from fuel combustions globally, and inefficient traffic systems make it worse. One study in California found that adaptive traffic lights could reduce emission by 20% just by eliminating unnecessary stops and optimizing flow. So, we are not just wasting time, we are literally choking our own cities. And then there is the human cost, the stress, the frustration, the lack of control. A 2021 study in the Journal of Transport and Health found that commuters who spent over an hour in traffic daily are 33% more likely to suffer from anxiety or depression. We lose time with the family. We show up to work drained. We get home stressed. It becomes a cycle, repeated every day, because of systems that have not changed in decades. Most cities still use static, timer-based traffic signals, built on assumptions, not real-time data. These systems were designed for a world with far fewer vehicles and no real-time technology. But today, we carry powerful GPS in our pockets, connect to cloud service in milliseconds, and drive vehicles that know their own speed. But why are our roads still blind? Let's go back to the ambulance example. Imagine this. An ambulance is racing to the hospital, but there is a red light at every signal. Each delay could mean bleeding in the brain goes untreated, a cardiac arrest does not make it, a mother in labor faces fatal risk. We have the tech to prevent that, we just have not used it. The world's vehicle population is projected to cross 2 billion by 2040. Cities are growing, but roads are not becoming smarter. We cannot widen the roads endlessly, but we can make them smarter. Because the problem is not just traffic. It is the system managing traffic that are outdated, unresponsive, and dangerously inefficient. So, what are we really talking about? Lives lost unnecessarily, billions drained from global economies, a warming planet fueled by idling engines, and millions of people suffering daily frustration just to get from A to B. This is no longer just a technical issue. It's a human problem, a system problem, and most importantly, it's a problem we can solve. Let's see how technology can handle this. Imagine a city where every journey we take, whether by car, bike, or bus, helps the city think. Not just track, not just record, but think. Learn, adapt, and respond. Not 5 years from now, not in some futuristic utopia, but right now, with the technology we already have in our hands. At the core of this system is a small, affordable device installed in every vehicle. Cars, bikes, buses, ambulances, anything that moves on the road. This is not a spy tool. It does not collect personal data. It does not know who is inside the vehicle or where we live. Instead, it focuses only on what matters. The type of vehicle, car, bike, ambulances, etc., the size of the vehicle, the starting point and destination entered by the user before beginning the trip, and a random unique ID number generated for every journey to preserve anonymity. It is simple, safe, and it is private. Once the journey begins, the device starts sending GPS data to a centralized cloud system. The cloud does not just receive the location. It calculates the speed of the vehicle, the route it is taking, and based on hundreds or thousands of vehicles on the road, it creates a dynamic real-time traffic map. But it does not stop there. All along the route, we have smart signal posts, regular traffic signal now connected to the cloud. These signals don't work on timers, they work on real-time predictions with the intelligence from the cloud. How many vehicles are approaching each signal, at what speed, how large are they, are any of them ambulances or emergency vehicles? Based on this data, the signal intelligently assigns green light duration to each direction. Not equally, but equitably. More vehicles, longer green. Ambulance approaching, immediate priority. Low traffic direction, shorter wait times. No traffic at all, skip red light altogether. This is adaptive traffic control made possible not by new roads, but by new logic. Now, let's talk about something absolutely essential: privacy. In a world of data breaches, privacy matters. Any smart system we create should protect, not expose people. That is why our traffic solution does not track personal information. Instead of names or phone numbers, each trip generates a random unique ID to that journey. This ID, along with the basic vehicle details like type, destination, and GPS, is the only data shared with the centralized system. No personalized data, no history, just real-time movement to optimize traffic and prioritize emergency vehicle. Once the trip ends, the ID expires and the data become useless. We are not building a surveillance system. We are creating a privacy-respecting infrastructure that contributes data, not identities. Because smarter cities can mean more trust, not less privacy. Now, let's go back to that ambulance scenario. Under this system, the moment an ambulance starts the journey, it is marked as high priority by the system. All signal along its route receive real-time updates. The cloud clears the road ahead by adjusting signals in advance, not after the ambulances arrives, but before it reaches every junction. No honking, no shouting, no cutting through lanes. Just a clear, smooth path created intelligently, silently, and automatically. We can save lives without needing sirens. But the system not only reacts, it predicts. If the cloud sees that too many vehicles are headed toward a specific intersection, it can instantly adjust the surrounding signals to ease the buildup, suggest alternative routes to vehicles heading in the same direction, balance the traffic load before a jam forms. This proactive redistribution is like having a city-wide AI traffic coordinator managing the flow in real time. And because every vehicle sends enough data anonymously, we keep efficiency without sacrificing privacy. Think about what it means for daily commuters. We don't need to honk our way through traffic. We don't need to fight for the space at every junction. We don't need to sit at a red light when there is no cross traffic. We are not just waiting anymore. We are participating. Every journey we take contributes to the making the city flow better. This is not just a convenience. It's a collective intelligence driven by all of us in real time. The beauty of the system, we don't need to invent new hardware. We just need to connect the dots. GPS modules, already cheap and widely available. Cloud infrastructure, scalable and cost-effective. Signal post, most modern cities are already upgrading them to be digitally controllable. Data production, easily built in through encryption and journey-specific IDs. This is not science fiction. It's smart application of what we already have. Now, is there a cost to this system? Of course, but it is nowhere near the billions spent annually on expanding roads or building overpasses. Instead of pouring concrete, we are investing in code. Instead of more lanes, we are building more intelligence into the lanes we already have. And because the system is modular, it can start small. A few intersections, one city zone, or even just emergency corridors, and scale over time later. This is not just about technology. It is about fairness. It is about designing cities that serve people, not just vehicles. It is about making sure an ambulance is not required to wait while empty roads get a green light. It is about reducing the mental toll of traffic. It is about giving everyone, regardless of their vehicle or destination, a better experience on the road. We often talk about smart cities, but maybe the real goal is to build just cities that care. If we can dream of autonomous cars, why not start with autonomous traffic management? Why not make our streets smart enough to save lives, reduce emissions, and give back our time? It is not just possible, it is necessary. It all begins with a new perspective on traffic, not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity waiting to be seized. As a proof of concept, today we will highlight some of the key technologies already available in the market and we will connect the dots. Let's check it out. solution proposed here and the functionality demonstrated is just a concept vision. It may not be perfect, it may have its own flaws, but I want the content to serve a bigger purpose, to spark awareness, ignite global conversation, and to trigger even better ideas. We have the power to transform our daily journeys. Let's make our cities move smarter and live better. Thank you.